There we go.
Yeah, just make it smaller. In fact, just turn on the video.
We are recording. just we have a face for radio, a face for audio only podcasting.
We're sharing a face now? Damn. That is
not good.
personal. No.
We're good on my end though, so to the people now. Welcome to Just the Tip, a fantasy football podcast. We are two of your hosts that are usually on this channel. We got Ryan the Tagless Haynes, and I am Mac, just Fat Bidge. Missing producer Kyle and Regan tonight. They are a little bit busy, so the show must go on. That is show business, baby. We want to get into our Week 4 waiver wire pickups. Spoiler alert, not too heavy on the pickups this week, but definitely some guys that are worth keeping on your radar, keeping on your watch list, and maybe some guys to let go back in the free agent pool. But Ryan, tonight is Monday night just before kickoff between the Eagles and Dallas Cowboys. Who do you need? Anybody to win? You good? You win all your leagues? Or
I'm projected to go 6-1. I'm looking. The 6 wins are 6 wins for sure. Like, I think I have Cooper and Smith going in 1 or 2, whatever. But I don't need those guys to really go off. What I do need is CD Lamb to score less than 5 points in a PPR format.
Ooh.
What do you think?
I don't like your chances, but that rolls into mine. I am up by 2.5 points. He has nobody left, and I still have CD Lamb to go. Do I bench him in case he fumbles behind the line of scrimmage? Because we've seen it happen before. It is not out of the realm of possibility. Or do I just go for the point?
Too cute.
Yeah,
Go for the
just
points.
Gotta keep on going. I win anyway, but I don't know if there's a tiebreaker for points 4 or something. I need to look into that. But yeah, I'm just going to roll with them. And then I have Jalen Hurts going tonight. It's with Quez Watkins. And I have Zach Ertz, 2 different leagues, but Jalen Hurts is the quarterback for both of them. Going against the same guy, Connolly there. So good matchups for him and I this week. So he's winning in both, so I need to make a comeback. And it's doable. It's doable. If I bench Hurts for Tom Brady, and if I just kept Tom Brady in, I would win. So, well, he still has a kicker for Dallas airline, so maybe I wouldn't. So we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, not my best week. I had Christian McCaffrey get hurt. Damian Harris got hurt or didn't play. I don't know what it was. I had Smith-Schuster get hurt too. But Najee went off for me, so that's good. That saved me. Oh, James White got hurt on me. So yeah, it was a rough week.
Man, we called Najee to a T.
Yeah, we did.
Like, that dude cannot run the football. He can't do it.
The O-line's
I'll tell
terrible.
you what, though.
O-line is awful.
If they can get an O-line, man, he might be a future Hall of Famer. I mean, he's got the hands, 14 catches yesterday.
20 targets, like 19 targets.
Give the guy a hole, man. Jesus.
Just needs a hole. He'll fill it.
Yes, he does.
Or run through it.
Yeah, more than just the tip.
But yeah, he was balling out, so good for him. But yeah, with that, we'll get to our waiver wire pickups, and we're going to get into a little new segment about trading away players or trading for players, which we're going to call 6 to Midnight. 6 is to hold that player, let them develop more, wait for them to grow. Then midnight is the peak trade value that in our opinion, before reality hits after the stroke of midnight and they turn back into a pumpkin. So, or they go off and I'm not sure, get their glass slippered. I don't know. Anyway, this is all working. It's all in the works. We're all under construction here. We're still doing this. But yeah, just want to say thank you guys if you are watching us on YouTube at Just a Tip, a Fantasy Football Podcast, and listening to us on Apple, Spotify, Google, and Amazon Podcasts. Much appreciated. Give us a follow on our socials at Just a Tip FFP. Be much appreciated, man. If you have some trade questions and stuff, hit us up. We'll talk about it with us, and we'll give our opinions from each of your tippers. It is up for you to take the tips. All right, let's get to 6 to midnight. So first guy I have up here to trade away is CEH. After a much-needed desperation good game, I'm at like a level, we'll say 10. I don't see him getting much better than this, maybe a little bit more. So I'm thinking like a package deal. If you're struggling at tight end and you want to trade for a tight end, he might be a part of that deal. Are you holding on CH or are you trading him away? What are you thinking?
I think it depends on the format and your situation. If he's your running back 2, I'm probably going to hold. If you drafted him as your running back 1, I might be looking to think about making a trade and maybe either committing to loading up on your wide receivers, because I'm sure you already have loaded up wide receivers if he's your running back 1, or just upgrading at another position entirely and hoping to get back another, mid-level guy in the trade to plug into your running back slot. I think it's tough to trade away a starting running back. It is, and we're seeing injuries pop up here and there, and they're just going to continue to pop up. I'm going to hold CEH, but if you have to trade him, he's pretty good leverage.
Yeah. I mean, I have him. I have Aaron Jones and then Melvin Gordon and him. So I'm wondering if I'm struggling at tight end, which I am. I played Gesicki, so he went off this week, but he's been struggling for me lately. So I don't know. I might be shopping him around. Antonio Gibson.
Well, how much of an upgrade are you going to get?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just
right.
trying to figure it out. See if there's anybody interested. Maybe I'll put it that way. I won't send out the trade, but I'll let people know that he's on the trading block type of thing, just to see what people are offering.
If it's like CEH for Waller, that's something that I might consider.
Who had a down week, so yeah, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah, Antonio Gibson. I'm at 11. I'm nervous about their offense here. On consistently producing. He was saved off that one big 75-yard screen play for a touchdown. Looked great. Looked awesome. But how realistic is it going to be that he's going to be producing this way? I love Antonio Gibson, but he's a trade high candidate for me right now. You holding Gibson, or you thinking of trading him?
I think I'd actually maybe look at trading him at this point. He like you're saying, Mac, like the offense is going to be pretty inconsistent. So far this season, it seems like he has consistently depended on 1 or 2 big plays per week, which is not something you love to see in fantasy. So because he's still putting up some points, decent points, you still could probably trade him and get a decent package back. So put some feelers out there, try to see what you'll get back in return. And can you afford to lose Gibson? Obviously, you're going to weigh that too.
I gotcha. You got anybody that you're trading away or trading for we can move on to?
Yeah, I think trading for, I think somebody that you could dangle out there and try to get back in return for Antonio Gibson or somebody like that is Stephon Diggs. Off to a slow start. I know you had a couple of notes on this, right? Out. So
I think he's
slow
a
start.
perfect,
Josh Allen.
Yeah, he's a perfect receiver to go after right now because somebody spent a first round or high second round pick on him. I know I'm struggling. I'm going 1 and 2 right now with Diggs. So if somebody's offering me a trade, I don't think I'm going to do it because I still believe in him going off and demanding more targets soon. So hopefully they'll force feed him, but yeah, he's definitely a guy I'm going to be try to shop for. But yeah, and another guy, Corey Davis here for the Jets. It's the Jets; they're awful. But remember his first week, he had 2 touchdowns and like 5 receptions off of 9 targets. So he can do it. He's had a couple tough matchups. I mean, Denver is a good defense, so none of them looked good this week. Then the Patriots, yeah. It's Bill Belichick. It's the Patriots. Not many people look good against them. Unless you're Alvin Kamara and Jameis Winston throwing a no-look passing touchdown to Callaway. But anyway, Yeah, Corey Davis. If I'm going to wait, if anybody drops him, then I'm going to go pick him up. Or he's another trade low. Say somebody else that you picked up off the waiver wire, like Marcus Callaway, who's performing right now. Mm-hmm. Trade him. Or like a package. But he's your main target in the package. What do you think? You trading for Corey? You not interested?
No, I think I'm definitely interested. I think you got to be careful about who you're trading for. Mm-hmm. I think the names that you're mentioning are certainly, reasonable names. I think you pick somebody who's hot, maybe even like a Hunter Renfrow or somebody like that, who is fairly targeted, decent receptions, fairly consistent, and you go for the big boom with Corey Davis if you can spare those guys, which you likely can.
Say you picked up Peyton Barber. And he didn't get it off. Perfect kind of trade. Because he ain't sticking around.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Try to sucker somebody into that.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, they got Corey Davis on their team, so they're probably a sucker anyway. Who's another guy you got here?
I think DeAndre Hopkins. I think you're starting to see a little bit of a trend down.
Yeah.
That offense is still very explosive, and he's certainly gonna command a lot of targets this year. I think he had a little bit of an injury risk this week. Going into the matchup. So somebody might be a little bit leery about maybe he's going to be injured. Maybe this is a long-term thing. Maybe he's just going to be kind of mediocre throughout the season, battling this injury. I think he's a guy who you can probably, trade for and trade a guy like CEH or, if you're in a dynasty league, somebody who has DeAndre Hopkins might be 0-2, 0-3, 1-2, whatever that is. And, maybe you trade a draft pick and, another one or two young players and see what you can get.
Do you have DeAndre Hopkins in our Dynasty League?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
But the person who does is going to be 0-3, so.
Ooh. Is that who you just beat this week?
No.
Oh, okay. I was like, you just beat your brother, right? I didn't know if he was going 0-3. But yeah, DeAndre Hopkins... what is he, 30, 29, 30 now? So, windows closing for him, man. So, yeah, if you're making a run for it this year, I think he'll do well for you down the stretch. Just a bit slow going, kind of disappointing, but yeah, perfect trade target, I believe. All right. Anybody else for that, or should we move on?
No, I think let's move on.
All right. For any news and notes, we recorded our recap of Week 3, so all the news and notes in the Hurt Locker is on that episode. This one we like to keep short and sweet, just to figure out who you're targeting because we release it out on Tuesday, so you don't have much time to listen for who we're going for. First guy up on the dock here, Chuba Hubbard. Backup for Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey went down with a hamstring. There is some good news on Christian McCaffrey. It's not as severe as I thought it was going to be, but we also heard that again last year, and we were led to believe that he was coming back, and he wasn't. So who knows? They don't like to tell you everything down there. They like to keep some secrets. So if you need to buy a week or two, I know you spent all your FAAB on Elijah Mitchell. But if you need to buy a week or two, how much are you willing to spend on FAAB for Christian McCaffrey? Regan's saying McCaffrey's not going on the IR. It's less than a grade 1 sprain, like I was saying, but he'll be out a few weeks. He'll definitely be needed. Chuba Hubbard, that is. So if he is out for a few weeks, but as of right now, he's not going on the IR, so 2 weeks, 3 weeks, he'll be back. Yeah, he's saying like $32. I think that's reasonable. I'm thinking $35. I'm going to be spending for him. I do have Christian McCaffrey, and then Gaskin as my next running back. So I do have DeAndre Swift as well, but DeAndre Swift will be my number one, and then it's Gaskin. So I think I might need to get Chuba. And I haven't spent any FAAB yet, so I'm looking at that. How much are you thinking?
I think that's reasonable. I think somewhere between 30 and 35. The thing that I'm finding troublesome is that Chuba is owned in a lot of leagues. I think there were a lot of people because of last year that were a little bit weary about Christian McCaffrey and handcuffed him, or just picked up Chuba hoping that something might happen. So we'll see. I'm sure he's available in probably 50% of your league, 60% of your league. So
I'm checking now,
and certainly in 10-team leagues as well. But yeah, I would definitely spend somewhere between 30 and 35, especially if you are a CMC owner, because that's going to hurt.
On Yahoo right now, he's 26% rostered, so there's still a pretty good chance that he's out there. But it did go up 10% last week, so people were expecting it. Okay, I might as well pick him up just in case McCaffrey gets hurt. So, yeah, smart on them. I did not do that. Another guy here, Zack Moss. He's been doing well these past couple of weeks, but you said last week you want no part of this backfield. Are you sticking to that?
I mean, if I'm desperate, if I have CMC or if I have another injury, like I had James White go down this week, I have Elijah Mitchell. If he's not playing, Zack Moss might be a guy that's definitely worth targeting because there's a good chance that he can get some volume, although it seems like it's going to be a little bit inconsistent. So if I have to have a piece of this backfield, I will. Obviously, I would rather not.
He has Houston. He has Houston coming up.
Then yes.
And then Kansas City, and then Tennessee. And then he has a bye. But then look at this. Miami, Peyton Barber just ran 100 yards against them. Jacksonville, and New York Jets. I actually think I'm going to let people go for Chuba, and I'm going to pick up Moss for cheaper
Zack Moss.
Because of these matchups. And then with Christian McCaffrey coming back, I don't know. I'm thinking about it now. I wish I did. I wish I didn't say that. I might have to edit that out. 54%. 54%.
Okay, so
rostered.
Not surprising that he's rostered a little bit higher than Chuba, and he went in a lot of drafts too. So
for sure.
All right.
Nyheim Hines here.
Definitely.
Jonathan Taylor's been looking bad. Nyheim Hines is 72% rostered, but it did drop down last week, so there's a chance that he's out there. I wouldn't spend much on him. $5 in FAAB maybe if you're desperate at running back. But he'd probably be my third target at running back right now. Do you have anybody else in mind?
I don't know.
Peyton
like
Barber,
Sony Michel.
You chasing Peyton Barber?
Oh yeah, Peyton Barber. I mean, I told everybody to drop him last week, so naturally I did bid for him this week on the waiver wire.
I had
owned him.
I had him, then I dropped him. I was like, forget it.
Here's the sad part, and it might lose some viewership after this, but like had Peyton Barber last week, dropped him, and then I just put a bid for him.
Yeah.
So
it happens.
It happens. Whatever. I didn't put a high bid in for him. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he's going to be consistent. But Sony Michel, if Henderson continues to be out, I'd probably throw Sony Michel into that list. Reek says he had a tough matchup this past week versus the Bucks, so he would expect his numbers to go up a bit moving forward. So if Henderson's continuing to be out, look for Sony Michel. I'm with you on Nyheim Hines. Pick him up, and you could probably safely play him.
Yeah, Sony's 65% rostered as well. So, yeah, I mean, like we said, it's not too much to grab off the waiver wire. Peyton Barber, though, if you want to chase those, 7% rostered. So, maybe people will spend a lot of FAAB. Go ahead.
Here's another name for you, J.J. Taylor. I would consider. Gio Bernard just had a big game, so if you're really that desperate for a running back, he just had 7 or 8 catches.
Yeah, I think 9, but yeah, he did get hurt towards the end of the game too, so I gotta check on that.
Keep an eye out for that.
Yeah, he's 16% rostered.
What about Rashad Penny?
What? You're gross. Stop.
I know he's still injured, but if he comes back, I don't know. Listen, this is what you have to think about these guys when all these guys are going down. Slim pickings, man.
I guess
still have AJ Dillon rostered.
Yeah, I guess he's all right. Yeah, AJ Dillon, you got to keep him. You might not. JJ Taylor, 1% rostered, so I wouldn't spend much on him. Maybe $1 bid.
Brandon Bolden.
That's it. Brandon Bolden. I'm not even going to spend the time looking up.
He's definitely 0%, but you might, maybe able to sneak a few catches out of him.
Definitely. Wide receivers here. Emmanuel Sanders. Did I write this? I'm making fun of Regan's typos last episode. Here I go. Emmanuel Sanders, 26% fostered.
Fostered? Jeez, it's very generous.
I meant rostered. I was like, this is my notes on him. Until Diggs gets his shit together, you got to get Sanders. He's the one been producing. And I almost, what did he, 26% rostered. I said drop him. He has to buy on big plays, but I just read the upcoming schedule. Houston, okay, he could get some nice plays there. Then it's Kansas City. They're going to have to pass. Then it's Tennessee, who's the worst passing defense out there. But then they have their bye. But then it's Miami, Jacksonville, and Jets, and then Indy. So it's a good schedule. I should have looked at this last time. I wasn't diligent enough with my homework, but 26% rostered. I would go with him. You want to read Regan's notes here? Or you have your own? Forget Regan.
Yeah, Regan said Rashad Bateman coming off of IR. He'll start practicing this week.
Yeah, he's eligible. I'm not sure if he will, but he is eligible. Did you know if they said that he's eligible or no? Or that he is coming off, rather?
He's going to come off. I didn't see anything yet, so maybe we can just Thursday we'll give you an update on that.
14% rostered. So yeah, if you want to drop a player, grab him, throw him on your IR, and then you have another available spot to pick up the guy like JJ Taylor or something. That you're not putting any bids on the waiver. Go right ahead.
Christian Kirk, if he's still out there. They have the Rams next week, so it's going to be a tough matchup. But Ramsey's going to be on Hopkins or Green. So if Kirk's got, cornerback number 3 on him, something to look out for. Maybe he's the guy that's targeted next week. And Reeks brought up Deshaun Jackson. I'm saying no.
I'm not chasing those points. I'm not that desperate. Maybe in one of those deeper 14-team leagues, maybe. How about this guy, though? Josh Gordon, reinstated on the Kansas City Chiefs. We're not doing this, right? We're not picking him up.
No.
Other wide receivers, I can't really. There's nothing really out there. We'll see how Quez Watkins does tonight. I have him in one of my leagues, and I'm starting him. He had over 100 yards last week, but only 2 receptions. So hopefully he gets more volume. Hunter Renfrow here.
I was going to say Renfrow if he's still available.
11% rostered, so I'm going off of Yahoo right now. Yeah, he's out there. Definitely pick him up. But yeah,
Renfrow seems to be double digits consistently.
Yeah. That's about it for wide receivers there, though. Tight ends. We'll move into that. Tyler Conklin, number 1 on the week. Are you chasing these points?
Yeah, if you're desperate enough.
4% rostered. You might as well stream them if you are always missing on your streaming tight ends. You might as well miss again. Go right ahead. They have Cleveland next week, so we'll see.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup.
Yeah, we'll see.
What about your boy here?
My boy, Pat Freiermuth. I mentioned this last episode that this was my guy. You want to see how tight ends are doing? Like Fant, only 3 points on the week. How Pitts, underwhelming, especially what you spent on him. Maybe you pick up this guy for no dollars. Don't spend the waiver priority, but you just pick him up. And he's, especially with the receivers going down, he might get targeted even more now. He's always getting a handful of targets. He got in the end zone. You could do worse. But yeah, he's widely available out there. Let me pick him up real quick. You got anybody? I'm sorry.
You're adding guys in mid show.
I'm looking up for his 8% roster. I'm sorry.
Not
pick him up. Look him up. Not pick him up. I'm sorry. Look him up. My bad. Yeah, 8%.
Pick him up.
8% rostered. I swear I did my homework beforehand, except I didn't write down everybody's roster percentage because I was like, oh, I'll just bring up the list and look at it. 56% rostered for this guy, Mike Gesicki. But a lot of people dropped him last week, including me. So you got a pretty good chance. Brissett does like targeting him, so we'll see. I think he could do worse again at tight end. It's bad. Have I mentioned how bad the tight end position is out there?
It's so bad.
You got
Tyler Conklin was your number one tight end, so that tells you everything.
That's how bad it was. And Travis Kelce was number 3. What a loser. This guy, fresh off the too good-looking list, he's back and he's playing tonight. Zach Ertz, 25% rostered. Keep an eye on him. See what he does. You might have to pick him up. Evan Ingram. This is my only guy. I'm sorry if I'm taking your guys. 39% rostered, but the Giants just lost a whole bunch of people to injuries. Slayton and Shepard, so we'll see how long they are out, but the target's got to go somewhere. Out of all those tight ends, who you think in Ingram?
I had Ingram as a sneaky top 10 tight end this year. So
on the year. Okay.
On the year. I mean, that's how weak the tight end position is. But I had him sneaking into the top 10, had a lot of receptions last year, didn't have a lot of touchdowns. And so if he's available, I think he's a decent play, especially with the injuries at wide receiver, Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton. You don't really know what Kenny Golladay is going to do each week. So I think I like Ingram the best. Gesicki, Brissett's going to target him.
Yeah.
Pick him up now, because if he goes off again next week, you're not getting him. That's for sure.
It's the tight end position, boys. Quarterbacks now. Kirk Cousins. I write him down because I see him on the waiver wire, but I'm like, I have Josh Allen, so I'm not picking him up. I have Jalen Hurts, so I'm not picking him up. But I see him out there. Just curious, how much is he rostered? 72% rostered. So I was surprised at that number. I was expecting it to be down closer to 60. But yeah, it might be a chance out there. I would do it. He's number 6 on the year right now for quarterbacks. So now he has Cleveland, then Detroit, then Carolina, but then he has Dallas, Baltimore after his bye week. So I don't know. I might take him and start him until he fizzles out. And then I did write Sam Darnold down here, but I'm not too serious about it.
Sam Darnold.
But he's
in super flex. If you got top
10 QB. All right, he's ranked number 14 right now. So yeah, you probably don't want him, but on this week he's a top 10. So, but without McCaffrey, he's gonna have to run in those touchdowns more, right?
I mean, if you're in a super flex, side note, you should start thinking about playing Sam Darnold more if you haven't already.
Like we have, yeah.
Yes.
He has Dallas next week, then Philly, then Minnesota, then Giants, then Atlanta.
Oh my god!
Dude.
Oh my god!
But then it gets pretty rough after that, so we'll see. Yeah, again, not much for quarterbacks for streaming. You got any streaming options for quarterback or?
No, I think that should just about cover it.
Yeah, I mean Tannehill's out there too if you need a quarterback. What else we got? Defenses here.
Defense.
If you need to stream a defense, what's wrong with that?
No, you have. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm all for streaming defenses. That's all I ever do if I have a defensive league.
Okay. Same.
Yes.
Bengals defense. They just destroyed Pittsburgh. They're playing Jacksonville on Thursday night. Don't spend a waiver priority on them. Don't spend FAAB. But it's Jacksonville, Green Bay. You don't want to start them. But then it's Detroit, Baltimore, and then the Jets. They're looking okay. So you might want to stream them for a couple weeks if you have a deep bench. Or I would definitely play them against Jacksonville this week.
Might be a good team to start, drop, start.
That's streaming defenses for you until you get to the playoffs, and you have to roster 3 defenses to plan out at.
Yep.
All right, let's let's get into some drop candidates here.
Kickers.
Let's see. Okay.
Who's the kicker for the Saints? He should be dropped immediately.
The Saints, I don't even know. Yeah, he should be dropped. Yeah, drop your kickers. You don't need them. Like defenses, I just stream the kickers. But I will gladly drop them to pick up guys on my roster and then say somebody's getting sick or getting hurt and getting held out. Like Deontay Johnson, I throw him on my IR, and then I pick up the kicker with the best matchup that Sunday morning. That's usually what I do. So you can go ahead and drop your kicker, unless it's Justin Tucker. Then you gotta do that. You gotta keep him rather. You can't. Then Regan wrote here, it's still really early. Be careful who you're dropping. I dropped players like T. Higgins and Justin Jefferson and Cam Akers this time last year. Justin.
You should probably drop Justin Jefferson.
I would drop Justin Jefferson too. He's probably not doing much out there. Cam Akers you could drop right now too. He's probably not doing too soon. That was me.
Terrible.
Too soon. Yeah, you got to be patient. That reminds me with rookie wide receivers. Be patient. Rookie running backs. Be patient. Let's see. It's only been week 3. If you are 0-3 right now, do not panic. You're still in this. Don't worry about it. As we read on our last episode, the recap, you've seen a whole bunch of players who we did not spend high draft capital on. It's probably not going to last the whole entire season. One of those guys are going to stick around, but water will find its level. So, drop candidates. Yeah, the kickers, I really don't know. Darnell Mooney, you can drop. I know people are waiting around on him. I'm saying be patient and stuff. But I have no faith in the Chicago's offense right now. Are you keeping Darnell Mooney, or are you willing to drop him? It's not like I'm looking to drop him, but you have some.
Right. If you have to, I would consider dropping him. I think Laviska Shenault's another good candidate for being dropped.
Yeah.
What about Urban? Like, Urban Meyer has not used Laviska Shenault at all. Like, he's supposed to be this versatile player that can be a running back, wide receiver hybrid, and no carries this year, no kind of end arounds, no trick plays. Like, he's not getting creative enough. So I would drop Shenault. Yeah, and those are the two on my list right now. How
about this?
Did we talk about Jamar Chase?
Jamar Chase? What are you talking about?
You got to drop him, right?
No.
Yeah, right? That's what we were leaning towards beginning of the year.
He
not
at the beginning of the year. No.
Draft him.
Before the season started.
Before the season. Yeah.
I meant to get into that with our recap episode. I'll have to do it when we record our previews for next weekend. I was wrong. And I said, don't die on a hill. I am absolutely willing to admit it. After that first week, I said, if he keeps this up, I will gladly admit that I was wrong on Jamar Chase. But I have some stats to back me up on how he's not going to keep it up. So actually, he's one of my trade high candidates, actually.
All right.
I don't have the numbers in front of me because that's in a different doc, but it's 9% touchdown rate for him. Or no. That's Joe Burrow throwing a 9% touchdown rate. And then Jamar Chase is like over 50%. I'll have to get into it. Sorry, you got me a little unprepared here.
That's okay.
But yeah, it's not going to stay. It's not going to stay that way. So yeah, he's actually might be a trade high candidate for me too. But I'll get to that on our next episode. This guy I want to ask you about, Latavius Murray. I spent a lot of FAAB on him. 2 points last week. Only 7 rushes. And what do I do? He's got Indy next week. Oh, no, I'm sorry. He has Denver next week, then Indy. They're pretty good against the run. I don't know. It's kind of a tough schedule down the line, too. So
it's a long season.
It is a long season.
You're not going to play him for a while. But if you're patient, he might have some big games down the road. So I would hold Latavius.
Yeah. Same. I just
if you pick them up, you pick them up for a reason, right?
Yeah. My reason is it's Joe Mixon. I can't trust him. And Alvin Kamara. And that's it. I had Jamal Williams, but yeah, that's it. New England tight ends, Jonnu Smith and Hunter Henry, go ahead and drop them. Pick up a different tight end.
Mm-hmm.
Don't waste your time with these guys. Just anybody in the New England offense, I don't want any part of right now.
James White was it for me. He's the only guy.
He was the only guy. I do have
Mac
Damian
Jones
Harris, though, and I'm not liking it. So hopefully that gets better when Trent Brown comes back. QBs, I put a note in here, all rookie QBs. The only one that's won is Mac Jones. They're really not doing well at all. Trey Lance isn't starting yet. I'm thinking if he's wasting a roster spot. If you really want to keep him and you're not desperate to open up a spot, then keep him. That's fine. But if you really need Chuba Hubbard and he's there and he's just taking up a spot, go for the running back. Somebody has got to produce now, especially if you're 0-3, because you got to get wins now. What do you think?
Yeah,
Are you holding on to those guys?
Agree with you.
He did mention Regan here. Are you stashing him for keeper leagues? Keeper leagues is a different thing. If you drafted him really late,
yes,
and you want to have him for a keeper, I don't really keep quarterbacks though, unless it was like Mahomes that one year that you got him, and then you can keep on keeping him. But besides that, not really.
Yeah, if it's like a I think Regan is in a super flex keeper league.
Yeah.
If it's something like that, I would definitely stash one of those guys and hold on to him, especially if you drafted him late. Outside of that, I'm not holding on to these guys. It seems like Jimmy Garoppolo is going to continue to be the starter. That Niners team looks really good. That could have been a preview at what the NFC Championship is going to be.
Very much
last
so.
night.
Very much so. They should have won. And I think I picked them in our episode, the 49ers, to win, but then I flipped it last second. And like we said, it's a toss-up with that team, that matchup. So, I don't see them pivoting to Trey Lance, especially after they see what Justin Fields did. They're like, ooh, maybe we should wait. And all the rest of the quarterbacks, too. With that, got to go watch some Monday Night Football. But if you have some random leagues that we are not touching on, we usually just do the standard PPR format. You can hit us up on our socials at Just a Tip FFP. We'll try to help you out the best we can. We appreciate it. You got anything for the leftovers here, Ryan?
Yeah, I just say to our fans, if you have questions about lineup suggestions or recommendations, hit us up early in the week, and then we can get it on. We can talk about it on our Thursday episodes. Get you that info by Saturday, and that way you can have some insight and some conversation into what move you should make. That way, it's not just one of us. You get all three of our tips, suggestions, or fourth if Kyle's partaking.
I mean, he can join in too. I don't mind that.
Yeah.
For my leftovers, how about BC? Wearing their shirt right now.
4-0. I mean, the first three games were trash.
Hey,
but
Missouri filing overtime. Come on,
that's a legit win. Got
Clemson
with a backup quarterback.
And we got Clemson coming up. So I say we. Like, I'm a diehard fan. I'm not, but it's still pretty cool.
Clemson's 2-2. Snuck by against Georgia Tech, lost to NC State, so not as
and NC State will be the next week
usual.
For them. So they got the true test coming up. So we'll see. Hopefully they can keep it on rolling, and maybe people will like college football up this way in New England, but not likely.
Have you seen their starter before, man? Jerkovich. Have you watched any of their games? Kid's good.
Yeah,
and it sucks that he's out for this season.
Yeah, it does. It does. I met the coach, though, at a coaching clinic a couple years ago at Gillette Stadium, so that was pretty cool to listen to him speak for one of the segments, one of the conference guest speakers, so that was pretty cool. Met the Alabama O-line coach, too. That was even cooler, but it's not fantasy relevant. But anyway, that's part of the leftovers, so... at least I'm not name dropping, I'm just position dropping.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, fun little episode. Waiver wires. Good luck, everybody. Just don't blow your load on this week. I would say it's not the best week on your FAAB. Don't go. It's a long season. It's only been week 3, so that would be my tip to you.
Holding those bells.
Not the load I was talking about, right?
oh yeah.
Ask your mom; she'll let you know what I'm talking
about. All right.
Good
night, everyone.
Well, Dak, here's the deal. I'm the best there is, plain and simple. I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.